I think the talking about my friend who was weird and his
Yeah.
dad giving me that handshake was just
Yeah.
it just felt insane. It was like like that thing for me is so funny.
Your comedy special, Up Here Killing Myself, is now streaming on Peacock. And one of the things it touches on is mental health. So why was it important for you to go in that direction in this special?
I mean, I think that we're at a moment right now that for the first time we're openly talking more and more about Black mental health and everything. And I think
Yeah.
that for me, it was a way of expressing how I felt about the collection of jokes and the set that came together the way that it did. And so I felt like it was a great meeting point for all these ideas. And so I felt it was probably the best way to do something that was different, but also something that was, honest to how I was feeling.
And I think one of the things that stood out for me while watching the special is the therapy session scenes where it would cut to the special into the therapy sessions. I thought that was done really well. So was that kind of to show that there's nothing wrong with getting help if you need it?
Yeah, I mean, and it's also to show that the way that things started, when I started talking about something, the
Yeah.
reason it's in that therapy interstitial is because I didn't know how I felt about it and it was troubling me. And then it ends up on stage because that's how I processed it to share it with people.
And you've done comedy specials in the past. And so because of what this show is based on and because of it having those therapy sessions, was this special a little bit more emotional for you?
Maybe a touch, but not
Yeah.
not overly, because it's the same sort of process to build out any hour, like every comic puts so much of themselves into it for however long it takes, whether it's a year, 2 years, 10 years. It's like you're seeing the best of what someone has to offer for the amount of time that you're watching them. And they're putting in all their efforts in a way that's almost like it, obviously it's not the same thing, but it's like when someone works their whole life to get to the Olympics and now, you're seeing them do their trial runs and everything and everyone's doing their absolute best. That's what specials feel like to me, is that it
Mhm.
took all this time. So for me, it wasn't more emotional necessarily. It was just sort of the same process that I've gone through in the past.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. And in this special, as I mentioned, you touch on a number of subjects and tell a number of different stories. But is there one story that stands out to you that you enjoy telling the most?
Yeah, I think the talking about my friend who was weird and his
Yeah.
dad giving me that handshake was just
Yeah.
it just felt insane. It was like like that thing for me is so funny, and I it comes from a place of genuinely I feel like we don't when someone is odd, we cast them out. And I feel like that's something that I'm actively every day trying to stop myself from doing. Every person has value, and perspectives are important to hear, so you can come to everything with a better understanding. But like
Yeah.
when someone's being weird in the moment, it's hard to not just react to it like it's as weird as it is. And so when he shakes my hand, I'm just like, my man, this is crazy. This is the craziest thing. And it was just straight faced everything.
And just staying on that story, you mentioned yourself that you're weird.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you think makes you just abnormal or just weird?
I think some of it's the way that I think about things.
Yeah.
Because even when, let's say I'm not on stage and I'm just talking to someone, I think that it's definitely off-putting when I tell a story and I'm talking to someone as if everyone knows everyone. So then sometimes I'm in my own world even when I'm talking to another person. And I've gotten better as I've gotten older about feeling that out and recognizing when I'm doing it. But the way that I've left people behind in conversation before is like got to be hard for them. Like they're engaging me at a party and they're trying to be nice. And I'm just talking about like how much gold is at Fort Knox or something. It's like that's not why we're here.
Yeah. That's awesome. But obviously, when it comes to these specials, you want people to be entertained. You want people to laugh constantly. But other than that, is there one thing you want fans to take away from this special?
Yeah, I definitely think that um, the idea is really important to me, sharing with people that they're not alone. You
Yeah,
know, I think that as many of us as there are people who feel very isolated, or they feel isolated in what they think and feel, how they're experiencing life. And, you know, while people's experiences can be unique, none of us are solely in it by ourselves. And so I
yeah.
think that that's the overall thing I'd like for people to walk away with.
And this might be an obvious question, but do you plan to produce more comedy specials moving forward?
Yeah, yeah. I'm working on the next one coming up soon. So we'll see. We'll see when it shoots and everything. But yeah, just when people don't realize sometimes that when a special comes out, that's something the person's been working on for, you know, a year or longer. And so when
Right.
it's out, those jokes are finished. That's why they were shot. And so, you know, you start working on the next after it comes out and everything. So I'm always going to be working on doing as much stand up as possible. In fact, I'm touring right now. So if you want to check me out in your city, or see if I'm in your city, or message me to
Yeah.
come to your city, you can go to joshjohnsoncomedy.com and get your tickets to the dates that I have so far, with more to be announced.
And along with your special, along with you touring, you're also a writer on The Daily Show. Obviously, Trevor Noah leaving, that's been a big story. So what was your reaction when you learned that he was going to leave the show?
I mean, I was just happy for him, man.
Yeah.
Like, he put in so much time and did such a great job with it, that to see someone who is an incredible stand-up get to tour and just enjoy life and share more of his ideas with the world. I'm like, how can you be anything but happy about that?
And what we've seen with The Daily Show now is there have been a number of different guest hosts. Have any of them stood out to you? And could you see one of them being the permanent host?
I mean, they've all been so unique. They've all been really incredible. Like, everyone's week has really felt like their week and been really fun, because everyone's brought a different energy that was really cool. So I don't know who would be the new host. I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine right now. I'm just enjoying what we're doing, because the guest hosting has been really cool.
Oh, I bet it has been. And last question for me before I let you go is, you have a lot going on, and the future is bright for you. So what goals do you have set for yourself for the rest of this year and just moving forward in general?
You know, definitely adding to the tour and everything. I'm
Yeah.
excited to go to more cities and everything. And then for the rest of the year, working on as much, um, as many things as I can. I can't say all of them
Yeah.
yet, but you know, I'll definitely let you know when they come out. But I'm excited to develop more, and develop TV, and, you know, shoot as much stuff as I can. So I'm optimistic for the rest.
Sounds great, man. Well, Josh, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. Congratulations on the special. Congratulations on the tour, and continued success to you.